What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon the Trading Card Game for the Game Boy Color. In the last episode, we defeated Steve, user of the Legendary Zapdos deck, and in this episode we're going up against Jack, but first, I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the modification I made to my deck. I basically, if I have any sort of idea, he's probably going to be using an Articuno deck. You know, Grandmaster Courtney used the Moltres deck, Grandmaster Steve used Legendary Zapdos deck, Grandmaster Jack is probably going to be using the Legendary Articuno deck if I had to guess. So I've got a guess that he's going to be using a lot of water-type Pokemon. So I've still got typical Scyther, and then as far as the electric types I'm bringing this Pikachu, I'm bringing this Raichu, I'm bringing this Magnemite and this Magneton, because I like this Magneton a lot, to be honest. I'm bringing a couple of Voltorbs, because they're pretty easy to use, in my opinion. And I'm bringing this Electro, because Chain Lightning, I think, will be really helpful in this particular match. It's also got a really big HP stat, which is pretty cool. I'm bringing Electabuzz, because Electabuzz is good, and bringing this Zapdos. Outside of that, I'm still bringing Hitmonlee, because Hitmonlee, I think, will be really good for hitting things on the bench, because you're not always going to have Articunos, which will resist fighting types. I've still got the typical normal, or colorless, and I've got a bunch of lightning energies and a few fighting energies. Again, a lot of the lightning energy Pokemon that I am bringing still benefit from a lot of colorless energies attached to them, so I'm not too worried about having so many lightning energies. And yeah, it's been a while since I've used the lightning energy deck, I guess, and I don't really have a lot of lightning energy cards, but I was also looking like what actually resists water, and I can't find any cards that resist water. It seems like everything is either weak to or resists fighting and psychic. It's like those are like the main typings that are like super effective against a lot of like varying things or resisted by very many things. So it's kind of strange, but regardless, Nick, have you readied your deck? Prepare for the duel. I believe we are prepared. I think that's all we're really gonna have to go off of, so yeah, let's give it a go. Very well then, let us begin the duel. Shall we start? There will be 6 prizes. Ooh, look at this. Jack, he looks like the Monopoly man. Grandmaster Jack, the Legendary Articuno deck. Okay, not surprising. Each player will shuffle the deck. Now, let's see. Hopefully we start off with something relatively strong like Magnemite, because the Thunder Wave in particular. We start off with Electabuzz. That's also a strong start for the exact same reason, to be honest. So I'm going to start off with Electabuzz. All we need to do is place 1 Lightning Energy on that. We can start getting our Voltorb and Electrode going in the back. And as he plays more things on the bench, this Electrode will become more and more powerful. So I'm liking how we're starting so far. Definitely a pretty good first hand. Are we gonna get to go first? We are not. I think we're 0 for 3 now on these Grandmasters. Starts off with Lapras. Okay, so this thing is gonna eventually be able to go for Water Gun. Whoa, that Articuno, what is that Quick Freeze? They all have these sort of legendary birds that have these immediate abilities. When you put Articuno into play, flip the coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. Oh, wow. So there's a 50% chance I get paralyzed. I don't get paralyzed, which is really nice. That's actually really, really nice. Oh, it can go for Water Gun just right off the bat. Is that going to do 10 damage? 10 damage, okay. And it's going to do 20 damage next turn, so I'm going to want to handle that thing pretty quickly. We want to throw a Lightning Energy on this Electabuzz. I can go for Thunder Shock. Probably throw a Dratini on the bench for the time being just to have it around. And yeah, I can go for Thunder Shock. It's going to do 20 damage, and we don't get the paralysis, sadly, which means we're probably going to be taking 20 damage next turn. And Thunder Punch will actually knock it out next turn. And that only gives me a 50% chance of doing damage. Huh? Oh. So in comes the Articuno? Oh, no, remove the Articuno from the bench. Interesting. Places the Articuno on the bench and has the chance to go for Quick Freeze again. Oh, that's a pretty cool strategy. That is a pretty cool strategy, in my opinion. Huh. I did not think of that. I did not think of that. Use Scoop Up to take the Articuno back, and then plays the Articuno again to have the chance to go for Quick Freeze again. That's pretty cool. I want to play this Tauros, and for the time being, I'm going to throw Lightning Energies on Voltorb. Or I'm going to throw one of them on Voltorb. Yeah, so we can start grooming, there's the word again, this Electrode in the back. And we are paralyzed, so we're not going to be doing anything this turn, sadly. So we'll be done for now. But yeah, all we need is 1 more energy on this, and we can go for, what's it called, Thunder Punch, and knock this thing out. Because we'll do a minimum of 30 damage, potentially 40, and potentially 10 to ourselves, so I'm not too worried at the moment. We'll throw Electrode on Voltorb. That way I can throw another lightning energy on it, and I believe it can go for Sonic Boom safely. Oh, wait a minute, why did I do that? No, no. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oh, man. What's the retreat cost for this? It's 2 energies. That makes me so mad. I could have just knocked out this Lapras. Could have just knocked out this Lapras. That's what I get for being hasty, I guess. Not really thinking everything out to the best of my ability. We don't even get the paralysis, which is really unfortunate. Either way, we are going to be living the next turn, even if he adds another water energy to this Lapras. But really, he's just chilling in the back, throwing more water energies on this Articuno. Darn it. Alright, well, we'll throw Meowth on the bench, and we have a Professor Oak, which is actually really great timing because we're running out of cards in our deck. We get a fresh hand. We'll probably get a bunch of lightning energies that we can throw on some things. The question is, at this point, do I want to go for Thunder Punch? Basically, the way I see it is, I knock it out if I go for Thunder Punch, and I have a 50% chance of doing 10 damage to myself. If I go for Thunder Punch, or if I go for, what's it called, Thunder Shock, I do 2-hit KO it, but there's a 50% chance I paralyze, which means there's a 50% chance I take 10 damage or potentially 20 damage the next turn if he attaches another water energy. Now, that also takes longer, so I do want to take a look at the Articunos he has just chilling in the back. That's going to do 30 damage. That's going to do 30 damage, so if I kill this Lapras, it's just going to come in and knock me out anyways. So for the time being, I might as well build up some of my Pokemon in the back. I think that's what I'm going to want to do, and potentially sacrifice this Electabuzz at some point. Let me check Lapras's retreat cost to see if it can retreat next turn. It can, potentially. Either way, I mean, it doesn't matter. I already used my, what's it called? My energy, so I'm not going for Thunder Punch this turn no matter what. I'll throw Bill on, into the discard pile, take a couple more cards. I got some good cards, which is nice. Got Scyther, we got another Tauros. So that's looking good, but yeah, I think Thundershock is my play here, because either way, I'd basically be, what's it called, wasting an energy. If I give it to Electabuzz to KO it now, and then just die the next turn, as opposed to, what, attack this turn, and then, you know, die the turn after, right? When Electabuzz, you know, knocks out this Lapras, and then Articuno just comes in and knocks me out anyways. That's my, at least, thought process. Except now, let me check. Because we have a potion, we might be able to live. It could go for Blizzard, though, if he gets another water energy on it. So, I still don't want to use that potion just yet. I am going to play a double colorless energy, I think. I don't even have space on my bench right now. So I'll throw it on the Tauros, and we'll just attack with a Thunder Shock, and we will be able to knock out this Lapras, so that's a good start. We finally get the paralysis when we no longer need it. 1 paralysis would have been really nice, or 1 or 2 along the way. You know, 2 out of the, like, 5 or so attacks it went for would be really nice, because then if we use the potion, we would be able to live this, what's it called? This potential Blizzard. Does he not have? Huh. Does he not have another water energy? Because otherwise I could have lived that. Oh well. Oh well, I guess we'll go into Electrode here. And he's got a whole bunch of water Pokemon, so I think this is the whole reason I have... This is the whole reason I have some of these Pokemon. I'm going to throw this on Pikachu for the time being, and I'll probably... Given this Articuno can go for Blizzard, I'm going to hold off on putting more Mons on the bench. Yeah, I like that, especially given I've already played my energy for this turn. So, let me check real quick. I don't think this has a weakness. It doesn't have a weakness. Okay, so that's fine. I'm going to attack with Chain Lightning, and this will do 20 damage, which is really nice, and it'll do a lot of damage to everything on the bench, too. So Seal takes 10 damage, the other Articuno takes 10 damage, and there's something that's... Oh, is that an Eevee in the back? What else is in the back? There's some other non-water type Pokemon on his bench. Goes for Blizzard. Yeah, and this is why I didn't throw anything on the bench. Oh, and he gets Tail, so he's going to do 50% or 50 damage to us, which is a lot, of course. But he's also going to do 10 damage to everything else on his bench. So this combined... Oh, it's a Ditto. That's what it is. I forgot. So I can throw a potion on this, so we will live another Blizzard, which is really nice. Which means he's going to have to risk potentially damaging himself yet again. We can go for another really strong Chain Lightning. The question is, do I want to search for a defender? Do I want to search for a defender? And make it so that I only take 30 damage this turn. Nah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll 2-hit KO it anyways and probably die to whatever comes in next anyways, so it doesn't make sense to go for a defender just yet. Especially when I could potentially even just go for a potion after the fact, you know? Again, I still don't want to play anything in particular on my bench because the Blizzard threat is incoming. I'm going to go for Chain Lightning again, and we'll do 20 damage to this, and we'll do 10 damage to the Seal and the Articuno on the bench as well. So, that's pretty good. I wonder if he was named Jack because of like Jack Frost or anything like that. Energy Retrieval, just going to pick up another Water Energy. Not too surprising. That Seal is already pretty weak though. So we're going to live this, 50% chance. Ah, and he does get us. So he's going to do 10 damage to everything on our side of the field, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is, I guess. Most of my mons are able to take it decently well anyways, so 'tis okay. Now, because I probably die to the next attack no matter what, I'm going to want to go for Chain Lightning, but I'm going to want to play something else probably. Let me check real quick. What is my retreat cost? It's 1 energy. It's 1 energy. Do I want to retreat this and go into my Pikachu? I mention this because my Pikachu can actually knock this out, right? My Pikachu can actually knock out this Articuno. Let me check what he has, because for the time being, I mean, this Articuno is a really cool Articuno. I don't know, Ice Breath. Let's see here. 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon chosen at random. Man, all these guys have these legendary birds that do like the random damage to one Pokemon. I think my play right now is to retreat into my Pikachu and knock this Articuno out with a Thunder Jolt and keep this Electrode around so that I can do damage, some big 20 damage to something and another, you know, chain attack once he potentially has more on his bench. Yeah, I actually like that a bit more. So I'm going to retreat and go into my Pikachu, because that's a consistent 30 damage, whereas Tauros, I would have to go for Rampage to get a consistent 30. There's a 50% chance of not getting that 30 damage. And we'll attack with Thunder Jolt. Oh wait, I should give an energy to something. I'll throw a Fighting Energy on Tauros so that I can go for Rampage if it needs to. I want to hang on to that Lightning Energy so that Electrode can go for an attack if necessary. And we'll just go for Thunder Jolt. There's a 50% chance we do 10 damage to ourselves. We do end up doing 10 damage to ourselves. Again, not the end of the world. I think Seal is going to be able to come in and knock us out, sadly, because of that 10 damage. But, oh, now we get the potion, of course. Oh, Ditto. Ditto comes in. Interesting. I thought Seal was going to come in and try and knock us out, because this Ditto doesn't have any energies on it, so it's not going to be able to transform for a while. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it requires 3 to go for Morph, and it requires 1 to do 10 energy, so what's the play here? What's the play here? Do I go for, I think, because I live a pound, I can go for Gnaw this turn and then knock it out with Thunder Jolt the next turn and potentially knock myself out. Depends on how he wants to give energies to this Ditto. What's the retreat cost? It's only 1 energy, so I do think for the time being it makes sense to what do I want to throw this? I'm probably going to throw this back on Electrode, to be honest, to be able to go for Chain Lightning, because that's why I saved it in the first place. And I'm just going to go for Gnaw. I don't want to necessarily use my potion just yet. I might want to save it for Electrode when that eventually comes in. But yeah, if he attaches energy to Ditto, that's the only way he's going to be able to retreat it. Oh, as I say that, he uses Switch. So in comes Articuno. And Articuno is actually not going to be able to do anything to us, now that I think about it. So that's a very odd play in my opinion. Let me check what my retreat cost is. It's 1 energy. So, and let me check what the retreat cost is for this Articuno. It's 2 energies. So I could actually just go into my Electrode right here. Alright, sorry about that. There was a quick little interruption, so I kind of need to readjust and see exactly what I was doing. So in my play area, so I've got this, and I have this Electrode in the back I want to save. I don't even remember if I've played an energy this turn or not. I think I have. I think what I was saying is I can afford to go for Thunder Jolt, and then Gnaw, and then Thunder Jolt again. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Thunder Jolt. Because what he has on his bench, he's got this Dugong, but he's not going to be able to get into it unless he goes for a Switch. But this Dugong is scary. You can go for Aurora Beam, which is big damage. That said, I still have this, what's it called? Electrode in the back, which will be able to do 40 damage to it and 10 damage to everything else on the bench, so not bad. Do I go into my Electrode now, or do I stick in with this? I think I stick in with this because I can do 70 damage in 3 turns, whereas Electrode would take 4, and that'll give him opportunities to get more switches or something like that. So I am just going to, I'm going to Thunder Jolt here. And I'm going to hang on to my potion still. And we don't get the damage to ourselves, which is actually really nice. That means we can afford to risk the Thunder Jolt next turn. I was thinking we go Thunder Jolt and then Gnaw and then Thunder Jolt so that we don't risk KOing ourselves by getting Tails twice in a row. But for the time being, I think we're okay. So I want to play anything on my bench. I'm probably going to throw another Tauros on the bench and start throwing fighting energies on it because Tauros is just good. That's just kind of what it comes down to. So yeah, we can actually afford to go for the Thunder Jolt here. And we do 10 damage to ourselves. But what's really cool about this Thunder Jolt here is that now if he does retreat this Articuno, for whatever reason, if we do bring an Electrode and go for the chain thing, Volt Chain or Electrain, Chain Shock or Shock Chain or whatever it is, we'll knock out that Articuno, which is really cool. And that's exactly what happens. Goes for Scoop Up, which is, you know, less than ideal, but... Oh, or was it Scoop Up, put it into his hand? Oh, that could be a little problematic. Do we want, which Tauros do we want to go into is the real question. Oh, I can't even look. I can't even look. Because we'll get knocked out by... We'll get knocked out even if we use our potion. I think I want to go into Tauros here. And that way we'll live any one attack he wants to go for. Yeah, that's the idea here. We'll live any attack he goes for, and we can get a Stomp off. And the thing is, I want to go into Electrode when I finally can use a potion on it and won't die to one hit, so I can get multiple hits off of Electrode, especially given the weakness factor and stuff and the chain. I think that'll be really helpful, and because I think he scooped up as opposed to throwing that on his bench. Yeah, he scooped it up, so it's back in his hand. Oh, man. There goes all that work. Okay then, I guess at this point we just Stomp. And yeah, we'll live any one hit, which is really nice, and we get 30 damage, which means we are guaranteeing we can knock him out with Stomp next turn. We don't have to risk a Rampage, potentially. And there goes Articuno, he could potentially paralyze us. That said, I do think we have a full heal in our hand that we can use next turn. Oh, that was a cool animation. I think it's the same as like the Blizzard animation. Does he attach this? No, he just goes for Aurora Beam. He's going to do a ton of damage to us. That's fine for now. I don't really need to attach energy to go for Rampage, which is really nice. We have a potion. Do we have a full heal? We do have a full heal. So I'm going to do that so we can knock out this Dugong for sure. Is there anything I want to play this energy on for the time being? Is there anything in my hand I want to play? I have the Scyther that's looking really good. I think I want to use the Zapdos though. Do I want to go with Zapdos? I already used my Electrode. I'm probably going to play Scyther, to be honest. Scyther and throw a Fighting Energy on that. Save these, what's it called? Electric Energies for the time being. Do I want to use a potion? Honestly, no. I'd rather save it for the Electrode, which will come in after this, so... Yeah, I'd imagine we're going to go for Stomp now. We're going to get KO'd by whatever comes in afterwards, and then we can go into our Electrode. Actually, maybe the better play would have been just to retreat and then go into Electrode, use the potion, and then attack. Because this Articuno is not going to be doing any damage to us anyways. So maybe the play is to actually just leave this Tauros in for the time being. And we can go for Stomp and then potentially Rampage afterwards to knock it out. Just straight up knock it out. Now I have all these lightning energies and I want to use them on my Zapdos, but I anticipated getting knocked out there. Oh well, only so much you can do, I guess. Do I want to play this? Where do I want to play this electric energy? I'll throw it on... No, I should only throw it on Tauros the turn I actually want to go for Rampage. In the meantime, I'll throw it on Scyther, just cause. And we'll go for a Stomp. Because in all likelihood, he's not going to be retreating. And we do get the plus 10, which is really nice. So 30, he's got 70 health left, which means Rampage will knock this out. Rampage will knock this out. If he attaches an energy to it, we need to worry a little bit, but for the time being, Ooh, the question is, do I go for Rampage and knock it out right now? Or do I instead take 2, potentially, but probably not, or yeah, probably 3 turns as opposed to 1 turn to knock this out? That's the question. That is the question. I don't have anything that'll cure confusion. Let's see here. Retreat cost of 2. I could play the odds a little bit. What does he have in the back? He doesn't have a lot of energies. He's just building up this Articuno in the back. If anything, I want to hit that with a Rampage. Yeah, I kind of want to save my Articuno for that. Or my Tauros for that. So I think I'm actually... What I am going to do is actually... This might sound kind of weird, but I'm going to use my potion on Tauros. So that in some strange event that he switches out into something else, I'll probably live a hit. And I'm going to keep going for Stomp. Because I don't want to risk getting confused and hitting myself or something like that, going for Rampage, when I can save this Tauros to Oko that Articuno that's in the back with Rampage. I think that's still the play here. I could be wrong, but I still think that's the play. So we're going to go for Stomp again here. Hopefully we get a +10 here. We don't get a +10, sadly. I needed 1 of 3 rolls to get a +10. And we'll knock this out in 3 turns. Otherwise, we'll get the really improbable chance that it'll take 4 turns to knock this out. Either way, he hasn't been... There's no space. Oh, there's still no space. I want to save these lightning energies, though, for all of these lightning Pokemon I have here. I still want to, for the time being, though, go for Stomp, because I don't want to risk the Rampage. Please! Oh, we don't. The very improbable 4 turns are going to happen to knock out this Articuno. That said, I wonder if... Ooh, now that I think about it, I wonder if... Okay, how much does it take to retreat this Tauros? It costs 2 energies to retreat it. So what I'm actually going to want to do is, rather than knock out this Articuno and let the other Articuno come in and knock me out, because it can with Freeze Dry, what I'm going to want to do is retreat. I'm going to want to play Lightning Energy on Tauros, retreat into my Electrode, and we'll go into Electrode, and then we'll knock it out with this. With a Chain Energy, do some damage to the rest of his bench, and then his next Articuno will come in and knock us out, and then we can go into Tauros and go for Rampage. Actually, no, we can't, because we don't have, well, a colorless energy that we can actually look for next turn. So I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think that's the play here. But like I was saying, it's not like he has a lot of water energies anyways. He hasn't been doing a lot, or he hasn't been attaching them each turn, so... Okay. So in comes the Articuno, as anticipated, and he'll probably just knock us out. He's got a Chansey on the bench. Yikes. And this thing can go for Freeze Dry, it can go for Blizzard if it wants. Again, it's not too big of a deal. I fully anticipate this Electrode is going to die. And I have 3 double colorless energies in my deck. I don't think I've used any of them yet, so I am going to want to... Actually, no, I can just go into this Tauros. Wait, no, can I? No, because then Rampage will only do 30. Rampage will do... Oh, I should have accounted for that. How much HP does this Articuno have? It has 60 HP left, doesn't it? Yeah, it definitely has 60 HP left now that I think about it. Ugh, because I used the potion on Tauros, we're not going to knock it out with Rampage. Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. Do I go into Scyther? I live 2 Freeze Shocks. I live a Blizzard. Most of my Mons don't mind the Blizzard damage if he does get the, you know, the roll or the coin flip in his favor. I'm going to go into Scyther here, and I 2-hit KO this Articuno because of the 10 damage from that chain, which is really nice. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to evolve Meowth into Persian just so that it takes hits a bit better. And what I can do is throw... What do I want to throw on the bench? I'm going to throw Zapdos on the bench. You know what, let's do that and start throwing some lightning energies on that. I like that idea. And this turn we'll go for Slash in case he does go for Free Shock and go for the Paralysis. We'll get some guaranteed damage off this turn rather than have to play a 50-50 roll or coin flip next turn. Man, tense. Yep, and there's the Blizzard. Let's see. And he fails, so he's going to do 50 damage to us, which is, of course, a lot of damage. But he's also going to be doing 10 damage to everything on his own bench. That Ditto is now close to dead. That Seal is, you know, taking a lot of damage, too. And it's looking pretty good for us, I'll be honest. It's looking pretty good. I want to check the HP on a lot of his Pokemon, because it's running low. This Ditto is almost dead. This Seal is near dead. And this Articuno is going to die this turn, so... yeah, that's pretty good so far. Seal can come in and go for Headbutt, I believe, and knock us out, as it'll do 20 damage. But then I can use this double colorless energy, nice, to go into Tauros. Oh, Headbutt only does 10. I thought it did 20. My bad. So we'll actually get another chance to go for something there. Let me check Zapdos real quick. We only need one prize card. We only need one prize card now that I think about it. So throwing the double colorless energy on Tauros. Actually, on Persian. Probably the better play. And we'll just attack with Slash. Yeah, I think we're in a really good spot now. Headbutt's gonna knock me out, but basically by going for Headbutt, he guarantees that this Steel is stuck in. And we can go into Persian. I want to go to Zapdos for looking cool, but we'll go into Persian because Persian's got plenty of health and it's, you know, reliable. We'll throw a Lightning Energy on Zapdos in case I'm messing up how many prize cards he has left. And we can just go for Scratch. And that should knock out the Seal, and we should be able to clean this up. I think that's the last prize card. That is indeed the last prize card. Nice. So Nick took all the prizes. You won the duel with Jack. We have successfully taken down the Legendary Bird Trio decks. I simply can't believe my splendid deck could lose. It's a mortifying thought, but it appears you are better than I. Very well. Now, on to your final test. Spectacular dueling. I, Rod, will be your... Rod is our next opponent. That's right, I totally forgot he wasn't just some, like, announcer person. Okay, so now we're on the final member of this Final Four, the Grand Masters. This is your final duel. Show me what you're made of. Is your deck ready, Nick? No. No, it is not. I feel like he's just gonna have... I feel like he's gonna have Psychic Pokemon. I'm just probably gonna... Oh, what do I do here? What do I do here? I don't remember what his name was. I'm probably gonna look up what his name was when they introduce him, to be honest. Because I should know that at this point. It's just been a while since I've recorded. Or maybe I'll look back at my footage. That's what I'll do. Rather than look anything up, risk any spoilers. Not that being blind in this game really matters all that much. I'll probably look back at my old footage, see what he's called, and then build a deck accordingly in between episodes, and show you guys at the beginning of the next one. It's probably going to be mixed, if I had to guess. Yeah, I don't think he's going to have as strong of a theme, so I'm probably going to have to bring a varied deck. It's probably going to be my ultimate test, so I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. But anyways, that will be in the next episode. But until then, this is Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.